Most all these horses you see in here are of the Belton breed.
Thank you.
We do have one Bertrand in the dapple gray. They're blacks or Bertrands usually. Most of them are all geldings, which would be fixed male. Once in a while you get a real good mare that foals, but that left-hand horse on the team that just took that darker horse, he is still a stallion. Just like his driver. His driver is recently married and also soon going to be a dad.
What pair is up?
We are all asking what the milkman and the postman looks like. But we'll find out in about 7 months or 6.
It don't matter.
Okay, Stevens number 1. Shorty and Ron. Stevens and Beatty. They hail out of the state of Connecticut. Did a real fine job last night. I believe Wally's son Cheyenne going to be driving today. This pair. And they have 2 teams in this class. On deck will be Hartwell, Mike and Sherry Hartwell, with I believe the only Bertrand in the class. Great horse.
She saw it.
I had to shoot down both shoulders and the things there. Oh man, it went away. But when I landed, it just like,
I was watching it on the iPad while I was back on my phone.
like lightning shot down my shoulder.
Sis, do you want to do this for a little bit or no? Well, did you get the camera? I didn't bring it over. Oh, all right.
And that's a qualifying poll. The distance poll was determined by, I don't know, was the University of Wisconsin or Minnesota or somewhere. Way back, determined that the full endurance of a horse for full power was 27 feet 6 inches. So that's what they have to do. 27 feet 6 inches in one continuous pull. If they do not qualify on their first hook, they have a minute to unhook, spin around, and they can take their second or pass their second. And after the full rotation of all the teams hooked, they get called back, and sometimes they're able to spot the boat in a certain place on the track for their third hook.
Do we know the names of these 2 or no? I missed it.
And that's all the way for Mike and Sherry Hartwell. And that is your lone representative of the Bertrand breed right there. The Bertrand would be the dapple gray and the black horses. And most all these other sorrels and stuff like I said are from the Belgian breed. Okay, brings up Decker and McKillop.
You got it?
Yeah, I just don't have the horses' names.
Want me to read them to you?
Yeah, if you want to.
Wayne's got
Andy and Rock.
Yep. Shorty and Roxy. Leo and Sam. Stone and Honey. Fire.
That's all the way
Firecracker.
for Kenny
Yeah.
Decker and the Decker and
Oh,
McKillop
Tom.
pair.
Sam and Dick
Fisher and Dodd.
and Pete and Julio.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'll give you the horses' names as we go along here in a little bit.
The sample looks just like JM. Give me. Grandpa was too.
Sorry, guys. I was trying to get the line up. We're all set now.
Followed by Fisher and
There's 8
Dodd
pair in the lightweight.
will be Wally Stevens, Stevens and Beatty. Wayne Dodge of the Fisher and Dodge team drove the first team. That's his pair. This is a combined pair, and this is Bill Fisher doing the driving here. All the way. We need the Stevens and Beatty, number 2 team. Jay Kessler on deck and Nate Wooster rounding out the field of 8. As you can see, that's a pretty light load on 3,000 there. A good warm-up load. We'll put another 1,000 on, be 4,000 pounds here after they've all hooked. And go again, the first 2 loads. It all depends on the condition of the track or the moisture of the track. We pull that same boat in several different county fairs and such. And sometimes on grass, sometimes on a stone dust track out in front of the grandstand, sometimes on clay. And we both times doing the mud, haven't we? Yeah.
My God, get it, boy.
Dog barking. Yeah, your dad should not be doing that, sis.
I told him I would do it. You don't listen. Ever. The man mentality.
Jesus, where the hell are you going, Aiden?
Stephen the Beatty player is going to take them back to Connecticut.
I think they should put a little bit more weight on them.
They can do that on the last load, they'll be doing something. Okay, Jay Kessler. Jay Kessler hooking on, coming back this way.
We have one down Somerset.
Yeah, they definitely need some more weight on there. Yeah, you think?
And that's a qualified pull. Like I say, this is a warm-up load. Get these horses muscle stretched a little bit. Are rounding out the field. Final hooker will be the Nate Wooster pair. Nate Wooster.
Are you alright? You need to stop, Wally.
Well, nobody was grabbing either.
Well, I would, but I got a bad back. We're the hell of a crew.
Might get you where shortly, sis. I hope you're driving up the stairs this weekend. I didn't know what to do without you, so I just stayed
Okay, we need more weight. All 8 teams hooked and qualified. Put another block on. We got a tractor operator.
Is that 2,000?
Well, aboard. We need an equipment operator. We're going to put 2 on, they tell me. It's light pretty easy this morning. So we're going to put 2 on, and that'll make the load 5,000.
Hi, Todd.
Morning. I just see you like 15 minutes ago. Still look grumpy at me. I was just picking on it.
Now, like I said, some places in the track, that same bolt will go different. Sometimes a whole load different just between.
Adrian, was you going
that
back to
end.
Connecticut with that?
Whether there's even a 1% grade uphill, it looks like it drops there a little bit, or the moisture in the ground. You'd think moisture in the ground sometimes would make it slide easier, but when it's clay ground, that moisture actually makes it sticky and harder to pull.
Yeah, you didn't see it last night. I got a video of it.
He was doing that last night?
No, he got pulled off the truck last night.
How's it doing today? Probably not good.
Not good.
That thing's a fucking wow.
I know, I don't know.
As you can see, we've been
Yeah, so
pulling
it's midday
both
when we went to
ways.
bed.
Guess that went.
After a while, when it gets heavy, to make it fair to all the teams, we'll probably pull it back one way and all pull one way. Last night there was quite a little strategy because on this end, like where the flag was, we were pulling that way, and we pulled on the truck, so when the rear tire of the truck got to that flag, it had to go to the other end. Well, that first pull just before that flag was quite a lot easier than that pull down on the other end. It was turned up and deep, everything else. So there was guys that got close to the flag and had a real long distance, but they took their second hook anyway just to get it past the flag so that the guy behind them, their buddy, had a harder pull down there and couldn't beat him. Okay, 4,000-pound blocks plus 1,000 pounds of steel makes the load 5,000 pounds. Also, there's different types of stone boats. Some of them are what they call a rail boat. It would be almost like a railroad track iron or something where 2 rails or 3, sometimes one down the center. And that's how much resistance there is to the ground. This is a flat bottom boat. So all 8 foot by 4 foot or whatever the dimensions of that boat are is touching the ground. So that's all the more resistance to the ground. But we still get on some pretty big loads.
You're welcome.
All the way for the Wayne Dodge Fair from Owego, New York. With the Indian Rock. Stevens and Beatty with Shorty and Rock. I believe Cheyenne Stevens driving this pair. Hartwell, Mikey Hartwell, Mike and Sherry. Leo and Sam on deck.
Go down past the sled, Joy. Or no,
And that's a qualified pole for the Stevens and Beatty #1 team. Like I said, they hail out of Connecticut. That's right, folks. They come a long way. And, you know, the price of fuel and everything else, there's a lot of money in pulling horses. Whole lot of money. All that you want to put into it. So, that, chasing women and buying hay are about the quickest ways to go broke, my dad used to say. That's all the way for the Bertrand and such. Mike and Sherry Hartwell, Utica, New York. Kenny Decker with the Decker and McKillop pair. Coming to hook. This young lady in the bright fuchsia shirt coming up the track. Kenny's wife, Glory B. Gloria K. Glory B. Kenny calls her a few other names which I cannot say over this microphone. That's all the way for Kenny. Gloria's dad auctioneered with my dad 100 years ago. Well, seems like it. But Gloria's mother was at the poll last night, 92 years old, Harriet, and still as vibrant as can be. So there's hope for Gloria. Bye.
Fisher and Dodge.
You have to go through, Zach.
Don't mind. Just trying to make it helpful for you. Fisher and Dodge. Bill Fisher doing the driving. And his Hollywood sunglasses. He's a regular stud muffin. Bill's from up in Interlaken, New York. And he drives every day down to Owego to work horses. He's retired from horse pulling 6-7 times, once for a week. That's all the way from the Fisher and Dodge pair. Stevens and Beatty, #2. I believe a young hall boy is driving this pair. Hayden, is that right? Hayden. All righty. He must be a relative of the famous Halls. Or is that the Black Sheep family over here?
I'm going to try to stop now. I don't want to go out of the end.
Oh, you ain't going that far, bud.
Oh, to be 19 again. My mind tells me I'm 19. My body says I'm 90. Yeah. As you would say, is that right? Women's debating number 2. Hayden Hall doing the driving. Jay Kessler. Jay Kessler coming to the hook. And then Nate Wooster and then more weight.
No, I backed him up.
Yeah, you back
Just when you get going good, they add weight and
That's why
spoil
they
it.
took off. I said, whoa, just slow him down. Ease in there.
I'm just saying.
You think you can do better, old son? Go do it. Sam's on the side like this.
Slow. Hey, take your time back up slow. Well, what happened is we made our first hook, and I think it was the best part of the track was the last pull. And so Ty was already going to park him. I yelled, Ty, bring him back. So we rushed Shorty, and Shorty must have thought something was going to happen. I don't know. When we rushed him, he said, "First, you guys, you're not
Right, but then on your last pitch, the second pass you went through, Shorty opened his mouth and walked right up.
Yeah.
We rushed him, he got mad.
All the way for Day. Nate Wooster coming the other way, and then we're going to need more weight. Oh, looks like our equipment operator is right ready. After this team.
Where's Cripple going now?
Huh?
So where's Cripple going now?
I don't know.
Okay, 18 hooks, 18 qualified on 5,000 pounds. We're going to add another block. Row.
Oh shit.
You got that video?
Yeah, it wasn't
No.
very good.
Huh?
It wasn't very
Kind
good.
of it.
The video.
3. Well, at least it wasn't under the boat like your daddy LaRue did at
I'm
Lyle,
getting
right?
too close. I'm zooming in because I'm trying to turn this and then have that zoomed in so I can't zoom it in as I'm going around.
There, that's slow. You gotta get too close to him. I thought that was pretty good. I'm sending it to myself.
Okay.
How do I get it back? Oh, I'm right up here at the top. You sent me a lot of things.
I sent you a bunch yesterday.
I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, they just get too much bang.
I'll try it.
There's guys that put Wally, Wally put China to knock him up so much.
Yeah.
How high is the water, Mama? 6 foot high and rising.
Only put 1,000.
The blocks get higher and higher, and the beams get a little slower. And you can see the difference in the way they have to get down and dig on her a little bit.
I think one of the boys got to help these guys, don't they?
We're ready to go. Looks like we're going to go another load both ways, both directions. It's the Wayne Dodge pair with stallion and gelding and semi-stallion driving. All the way. All right. The nose of the boat past the yellow flag, so we're going to turn around and go the other way for the Stevens and Beatty team.
I don't know, you got another 2 batteries in there.
Stevens and Beatty, number 1 team from the great state of Connecticut.
Why don't you go take some
Young
contract?
Cheyenne Stevens driving this pair.
I'm going to do that now when I want to do something. A lot of equipment people there now.
Yep.
Tractors and four-wheelers and stuff.
All the way. Now we're going to come the other way. Hartwell, Mike and Sherry Hartwell coming to hook. They've all certainly been able to take her 27 feet 6 inches so far. And the only thing that we can do as drivers and such is verbal encouragement. No touching the lines or anything else. So.
Time to get home. Whoa. Time you guys get home.
And all the way for the Hartwell pair.
That's pretty good.
Becker and McKillop. Becker and McKillop.
Yeah, we put them through.
Over the years, the genealogy and such has become a very large part. These horses are what they call pulling bred. Special sires that were known to want to do it, because they got to want to do it.
You can pretty much see if you go down there, he's going to be pulling up.
And
When you get it there, he's going to be pulling down.
kind of me, I was just sired to be handsome, I guess.
But you see what I'm saying? If we just pull both ways and then on your third, you
I
can
might like a little in that, but I do it for me.
spot it in right there and pick it, you go either way. Okay, I got to make sure everybody.
Thanks. I think we got these in a way.
All the way for Kenny Decker. Fisher and Dodd going the other way. You know, I talk about the breeding in these horses and stuff. Well, I can remember at 16, 44 years ago pulling here, that we missed the hook and we were pulled on the dynamometer on the truck. And by the time I come off the truck, I flew out there about 15 foot and that's my ankle. But the horses then were just mutts. I mean, they were the Mustangs, orangutans, Mavericks that nobody wanted. They weren't pretty enough for show horses and maybe a little bit too rowdy for a farm horse. So we made them pulling horses.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's heavy breeding lines, and back then they were sired by night and darned by everybody. Simmons and Beatty, number 2 team, with Sam and Rip. Aiton Hall driving this pair. And then we'll look for Jay Kessler. Beautiful day here at the Hartford Fair. They didn't have to do too awful much to the track. I know in the last several days you got rain and we got rain, everybody got rain. Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens says, everybody complains about the weather, ain't nobody does nothing about it. Got a hooker? Somebody want to give Wilbur a hand? Oh, here comes Wally. He probably on the phone making a heavy deal.
Guys, square them up. Not a lot of slack.
In Connecticut, well, here in New York, in Pennsylvania, mostly we pull, well, the 3400 class, which is 1,700 pounds a horse. I think this is Wally's 32 pair, so one of the smaller pairs in the competition. All the way. Well,
tripping a little bit. Actually, remind me, I see if Doug's in any eight shoes.
Sorry, guys. Oh yeah, you said you needed a bigger pair of shoes, didn't you?
I got 7s on them. I got them spread so far apart. The heels are bringing 8 inches in between.
Is she down there too?
notice even though you had the 27.5
She's
feet,
taking pictures.
you're moving her pretty good. You want to let them think they can go as far as they want for as long as they can. But, you know, we can't add that other 20 bucks to the next load. Ink Wooster.
What time did they get home last night?
Really got to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. When we were getting up here,
Oh my god. Sorry guys.
All the way for Nate. We have one. We need more weight. £1,000. I believe the officials and the judges and our member of the Horse Pullers Association have all confirmed we are going to continue to pull in 2 directions. If they don't qualify it on their first hook or their second hook, they're going to spot the boat in the middle, and you have your choice of going either way. As you can see, there's a little slope down there, so Just past that ribbon coming back this way, there's a little uphill there. And a little uphill coming this way. But that's the luck of the draw.
I don't have them. I mean, them hands are drawn right up, and I'm just roll with it. I've never done both.
Six blocks, 1,000 pounds each, and 1,000 pounds of steel makes the load 7,000 pounds. She will get a little tighter, folks. You've been a wonderful crowd. I appreciate your quiet patience. While they're hooking and pulling, like I said, you get excited and say, go, go, go. That sounds like whoa to the horses, which is stop. So if you'll wait till the whistle blows and they're all done pulling, then jump up and down and holler and yell, do all you want. And I appreciate your clapping. That's right, all the way to 7,000 pounds for the Wayne taxpayer. As you can see, they're slowing down a little and they're sticking their feet to the ground. Yeah. Stevens and Beatty, number 1. Coming. As you can see, we have Pennsylvania, New York, and Connecticut represented here today. But everybody helps everybody. So sometimes we got to wait between teams to help to get there and such, but it's a beautiful morning to wait, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've got a couple sisters sitting up there in the stands. Well, you can almost say 3. Linda kind of like a sister too. But I want to thank them for their wonderful accommodations last night. We pulled horses in Delaware County up in Walton, 60 miles the other side of Binghamton, up in the boondocks.
I think you should
So
just put
10
a
o'clock last night, and I
harsher bit
got
and
into
shorty.
Binghamton. My sister's a little after 11, and we sat up and chatted till a little after midnight and had breakfast this morning at the Cracker Barrel at 7. So. All the way for Cheyenne with the Stevens and Beatty Fair. Jay Kessler. Looks like room to go, maybe. Or, excuse me, Mikey Hartwell. Mikey Hartwell. Getting ahead of myself here.
I told him I was still a lot of punch last time.
Ruby. Hey, Ruby.
That whistle goes. That whistle goes. I just, wherever should I pull it? I don't know. I just thought it was, I don't come back. 6 feet under. I thought it was neat. Whenever that whistle goes, Sam.
All the way for Mikey Hartwell. Catherine McKillop coming the other way. Kenny's got one horse in this pair that is what we call a horse
Is
guy's
Billy
green.
still in bed?
I mean, I think this is his
Billy's still in bed?
second contest, maybe his third.
Colin waking him up?
And he did a fine job last night. But he's like me, you know, a little bashful, never got up to the side much.
I know. I gotta go over and walk him around later.
So he's just getting used to the situation.
What are you doing today, Bob? Same old? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice job from the young horse there, and Kenny.
Thank you.
Okay, Billy Fisher and Dodge Fair. You've noticed they've slowed down, they're not running to clear off the end of the track. And also on the lighter loads, how you see the horses hop. Now they're starting to get down where they walk. You got to keep one foot on the ground or they lose it. Or a lot of times, one horse hopping and one horse walking. For some reason that balanced out and stole that full piece here somehow. They were digging all the way to the Fisher Dodge Fair. Stevenson Beatty, number 2, with Sam and Rip. Aiden Hall doing the driving, room to go.
Yeah, can you turn this? Actually, it'll just be alright.
Jay Kessler on deck.
Don't get the big bangs wet.
Nice draw from the Stevenson Beatty pair. Jay Kessler, Hank Wooster on deck. Buck Davis.
Those are our horses. That's why we all have horses. Yeah, we have horses. Thank you.
They're the front so good.
As much as they're both on me. That wasn't on the all start.
Qualified pole for day. Nate Wooster rounding out the field.
No, I don't think so either. Right. Third. Oh, North Haverhill. I forgot North Haverhill.
Pulled them last weekend. And today is 5.
They did a nice job. They didn't get up straight.
Right.
Corrected themselves. I think Campbell said truck yesterday.
And he got her.
Hi, Beth.
We need more weight.
Are they adding 1,000? Are you quitting with you?
This one here. I know. Sit there and say, "Oh, good job." Only the fish in that garbage bin. Head first. Hey, let's look at me by that. There you go. You won't even have to shake him, I'm sure. Hate to see somebody try to do one on chain binders like this.
The load is 8,000 pounds.
They put a pipe on it.
8,000 pounds.
I
Wayne
saw a
Dodge
video
the
of one.
hook.
The guy was
Again,
doing that
Teamsters
in the
going
parking
both
lot of
ways.
the tractor trailer. Like
Third
this.
hook we're going to spot in
Pipe
the
went up,
center.
it went over
and
two
you have an
trucks
option
and
of
went
going
through a
either
side
way.
window of another truck. That thing was like, as high as that pole. It was like, whoa.
truck. So this is what we would call, Wayne, the luck of the draw. He's got what we would call a spot hook. He's going in the direction he wants to go. He's going to pull it downhill, and the next guy's going to have to come back this way, uphill a little bit. Plus, he's going towards his truck. That's as close as you can get. $26.11. $26.11. That is 7 inches shy of the qualified pole. Wayne, I bet you're going to pass your second.
27 something.
27.
Yeah.
Right.
See, you got to pass the ribbon now. It's got to come this way.
Hey, Wally, you're going to have to turn this.
Stevens and Beatty, they said, we'll pull it up out of there.
Yeah.
They didn't have to measure that one. A nice job for Cheyenne Stevens with the Stevens and Beatty pair. Mikey Hartwell. Mike and Jerry Hartwell. Leo and Sam.
Did you quit with Griffin? Oh, you don't have to quit till you're up? Right.
Our measurement and judge for the day, compliments of the fair guys, are Mark, Jaden, and Alan, and our fork operator is Bill.
Right, and you guys think it's so easy. Right, I try to video our own, take pictures. Right. Right.
Is number one. 13-11. 13-11. Looks like he might think about a second. I'll pass, Mike.
Go ahead, Ken. I'll be nice.
Okay. All right, he's passing. He decided, I'll leave it there and I'll come back for a third when I can spot it. So we got the Decker and McKillop pair hooking.
He's over there whipping them. Well, right, because it's broke right here. I can't really turn it long. Is what it is.
They were digging. 12'4" on his first, 12'4". another crack at it, Kenny? You know, I said something to him yesterday about, my dad always said you check them bull horses in the morning, if they didn't give no milk, you might as well go bull. But,
That's a downhill slope right now. Oh,
and a nice draw there. They was trying to get up. They wasn't trying to get up. 20 foot 10, Kenny, nice draw. 20 foot 10.
that's a downhill slope right there.
I think they might have gave milk that time. Okay. Here comes the Fisher Lodge pair. Bill Fisher doing the driving.
She's so pretty.
And he gets the ball back towards where his horses are parked. And it's like, it don't matter going uphill. They can pull back towards that and load, half a load off.
Yeah, right?
They can pull back where they're parked. The famous Buck Dodds would say that's old Indian trick number 434. Always pull towards where you're parked. They always, there's a little bit of barn sour in every horse.
Are we going back to Doug's now? Right. Is that not even on there? Oh, barely. Right.
9'7", 9'7" on his first. We're thankful for that, Mikey, I'll tell you. Apparently he could have passed in second. Stevens and Beatty, number 2 team. Hey, let's give them a round of applause. That number 2 team, that little blonde pair, is a Perry pulls up east in the 32 class. So, you know, that's like a 140-pound wrestler wrestling 165 or so. But it isn't the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight and the dog, and there's a nice pair of horses. So that'll place the Wally Stevens, the Stevens and Beatty number 2 team. They will be our 8th place finishers tonight. Today, well, it's still last night, you know. Yeah. Okay, Jay Kessler coming to the hook. Nate Wooster on deck. At the moment, we have 1 qualified. They don't have to measure that one. 2 pair qualified. Nate Wooster. This young pair, Nate started early this spring. Coming along.
How old are they?
good.
Here's number one. 12'2", Nate. 12'2". Okay, Nate, you want a second? Okay. He's going to pass the second. We have 2 teams qualified. We have third hooks. And like I said, they're going to spot the boat in the center there somewhere and give them an option of going either way. Doug's going to help mark it for you there, guy. You going to use that boat? Okay, looks like they're going to use the corner post on the announcer's stadium.
What one do you want to put with that little one?
Okay, the judges have spotted it. Wayne wants to go this way, I think he pointed. He wants to head south, Frank. He wants to head south.
Yeah, it does look like it goes.
Folks, you know, this is 2 horsepower, obviously. I think that tractor's what, 150?
Right, I thought they would have said it this
All
way.
of that.
Huh? Yeah, that way's downhill. This way it looks like it's uphill. But yeah, I thought he had it crossed last time. Right, I did. Right.
Again, you've been a wonderful crowd. I remind you to please remain quiet while they're hooking and pulling. This is his 3rd attempt on 8,000 pounds. He lacked 7 inches on his first hook. We have 3 teams qualified. Okay, Mikey Hartwell. You want to spot the boat? Pull her to the center. No, you got to pull the boat to the back of the center the other way now.
3 fair, yeah. Right. That's what I was thinking.
After Mikey, we got,
Yeah.
Mike's got a 13-11. Declan McKillop's got a draw 20-foot 10.
last video, didn't I, Aiden? Did I send you the last video? I didn't do that.
Long drop. Now what are you doing? 21-11. 21-11. So we certainly bettered her. That'll place him. Decker and McGilla. You want to haul back to the center? You want to leave it there and go that way? Or you want to haul back to the center? Okay, Decker.
I thought you weren't allowed to do that.
See, they just threw this area about pulling back towards where you're parked. All the heck, didn't they? Yep. Now, as they drag that bolt back and forth through there, you see that clay is actually too dry over there, and it's a whiter clay. As they drag it across here, you can see it darken up. They're bringing that moisture up out of there just a little bit. He had a longer draw of 20'10", that'll place him. And like he said, Sonny, if you hadn't have stumbled, maybe we'd have been on a little farther. So there you got Glory B driving. Okay, we need Nate or Fisher and Dodge. You're gonna take it right there.
Fall down. I don't care who you're watching.
You got her. Fisher not. They said leave her right there and we'll come this way a little bit. Away we go. That's Billy Fisher. This is Wayne Dodge. That's the Fisher and Dodge pair. Last night, Wayne's pair crossed 2 loads on that pair.
4 pair crossed it so far.
And now, Billy got the job done. Yeah. You never want to count them all out? So the last dog comes, because he had the shortest distance on control until now. We now have 4 pairs qualified. 4 pairs qualified. This will be our final team to hook to 8,000. He's going to pull her back to the center. Point at 12'2", remember? He bettered her a little, 15-10. That's all for Nate. Give him a round of applause. We need more weight.
Kind of like me, man. Down on power.
Okay, we started with 8. We have 4 left. In the 5th position was Mike and Sherry Hartwell with a 21-11. 6th was Becker and McKillop with a 20-foot 10. 7th was Nate Wooster with a 15-10. And 8th was the Stevens and Beatty pair that nicely chose not to hook to the low for the little pair. So, the new load, that's a 500-pound block, will be 8,500. We got 4 teams left. We have Wayne Dodge, Stevens and Beatty, Fisher and Dodge, and Jacob.
I want to do one and done. Yeah, what if we don't? Then we're fucked. That's stupid. I hate that one and done shit. Pull the friggin' thing. No, they want to do one and done. All 3 of these pull. Back here, one and done.
We have 4 teams left. I think we're having a little drivers meeting out there. They want to maybe, well, to make it fair for all 4.
Huh?
What do you want to do, boys? Okay, well, first hook, you got to take it the way it was hooked last, so you're going that way. The next team after the rope, got to go the other way.
We were all going to quit goes bar, but we decided to go.
Yeah, I believe it. Okay, 4 teams. Wayne Dodge the first to hook. He's driving Andy and Rock.
Right, Casey. That's what we're here for. Pull horses.
A long, long way on 8,500 pounds. 20-foot 10, 20-foot 10. You know, you've got a wonderful, wonderful crowd. I did hear a little, sound like maybe a younger kid get excited and, you know, hey, go, or something.
He's had
Like I said, leave the encouragement for the driver, and after the whistle blows, you do all the applause you like, and we appreciate it, and we really appreciate your interaction, but, you know, sometimes you say go, 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 or something, it does sound like whoa, which is stop for them horses, so. Last night we had to compete with the noise over in grandstand from the horse arena with the demo derby. And I auctioneer, well, 99% of the time I'm an electrician, but I do a few auctions over the years, and I announce some horse bulls and things like that, and I've been accused of not needing a microphone. Last night, they couldn't turn the volume up loud enough. I couldn't compete with that.
Horrible start.
Pretty good draw. 18-foot even. 18-foot even.
That was terrible takeoff.
We have a 20-foot 10, an 18-foot even. Now we're looking for the Fisher and Dodge pair. They got a pretty big jag on her. 3'4". He says that'll be enough for now. Sometimes you can get too much slack for the slam unload, and by the time they got stretched out in the end of the tugs, they were stretched out and pretty tough to bring them feet up forward for another step. So, Jay Kessler, your turn. Any other heavyweight teamsters? You can climb up, just give us the team name you're going to pull them under, and
Your dad registers this?
and your horse's names.
You're welcome. Three foot even. 3 foot even. I think there was a little strategy involved there. Okay. We have a 20-10, an 18-foot, a 3-4, and a 3 foot. Third ups. Wayne Dodge, 20-10. Put her in the center and put her in the center and go that way. Okay, we need the tractor. Otherwise, you'd have to go this way.
cross. Yeah, and he has that hook right there. He had that hook right there.
I think he was a little bit slow. I think he's down.
I know you didn't know the shit he looked like that.
Okay, he's got a long distance right now. This is his third and final hook. So, again, I ask your cooperation and remaining quiet while he's hooking and pulling.
It's a little late now. There it goes. Yep, crossed it.
Yeah, a qualified pull. Qualified pull. An 8,500. The cheering section over here is the vice president of our New York State Horse Pullers Association, Mr. Terry the Commie Reed. He wanted to know if I wanted a t-shirt like that, straight big letters, says horse pulling, cats the beaver. And I just thought, there ain't nobody can display that shirt like Terry does. Okay, the boat is spotted. I'm pretty sure he's going to come this way. That seems to be the direction of choice, of preference. This is the Stevens and Beatty pair. They had on the first hooks the second longest distance of 1810. But as you can see, that can all change. The last guy hooked went 3 foot and hollered whoa, knowing that he'd rather not pull the heck out of him until he had a chance to have it spotted where he could get a chance. Cheyenne Stevens for the Stevens and Beatty pair.
I don't know why he's driving them through so far.
We're going to see another load. 8,500 behind them, young Cheyenne. Across the load, 27 feet 6 inches. Hey, the Dodge and Fisher pair have elected to pass their third. I think his partner Wayne, who just crossed the load, threatened them that if you cross another load of baby, you know, we're going to have troubles in the partnership. So, let's give the Dodge and Fisher pair a round of applause. Yeah.
He's going to have to.
Whoa.
I said on the third hook.
Hold on, because the next guy might not want it back in the center. Oh, you don't want it back there, Jay?
Jai. We're parking that before.
Okay, bring her back. Yeah, it was past the ribbon anyway. Yeah, Jay, if he's holding just the ribbon, that's all anyway. All right. Our fourth team out of four, the hook for the third hook. That's 8,500 pounds. We do have 2 o'clock, so we are going to see another load. Like we got Papa Kurt back to work. We got you back to work. Sonny Boy's driving the other one. Oh, not yet. After this hitch. We just wanted to be ready. We know, you know, a guy with your hearing disability and such, that we had to give you plenty of warning. Union job, he said. Union.
What's wrong with him?
Like a county crew. 4 of them leaning on a shovel and 1 supervising them. Yeah. So that isn't just like New York State Highway, that's Pennsylvania dot too. Well, they don't even have shovels.
Barely get that hooked on, huh?
3 pair. Remember, folks, there was strategy involved. When he had his first hook, he had a 3-foot, and he hollered, whoa. He knew he had his choice of placing it for his third. We need more weight. We're going to go to 9,000 pounds. We have 5 heavyweight teams at the moment. LaRue Austin, Jackson Sturley, Stevens and Beatty, Horace family, and Doug Smith. Who are we missing? Oh, Mr. Quayle, that's right. LD and Mel.
You're welcome, Richard. Summers? Was there? Who was there? Oh, that's good.
6 pair.
Was
We
it
had
Grover and
another,
Reed
one of the board of
Reed?
directors of the association, Mr. Bob
Oh,
Quayle,
and boys though. But Reed's win?
our heavyweight pair. foot even, he got to pass the second. Okay, Stevenson Beatty.
Hills, Tapper, Kyle.
See, as long as there's room, they have to take it in the direction
Kyle was going.
that when they're called to the hook, that the last one did, until the third hook. They're doing a little strategy deal here, about like they did on the last load, went 3 foot, bow, and then set the boat up first third.
And the heavies?
How's Sister Bonnie today? Beautiful day in paradise, you bet. Here's number one. 7 foot 8. 7 foot 8 for the Stevenson Beatty pair. 7 foot 8. Okay, Jay Kessler. We have 3 teams left. In the 4th position was Fisher and Dodge. 5th was Mike and Sherry Hartwell. 6th, Becker and McCullough. 7th,
5 foot even.
Nate Wooster and 8th, Stevenson Beatty, number 2 team. Right now, unless we miss somebody, we have 6 heavyweights signed up.
Kyle Hubbard.
And sometimes, folks, probably maybe not today, but once the lightweights have pulled on that track, and if we pull on the same track, they might not get on much more or any more weight than the lightweights. And those things that weigh 5,000 pounds versus 3,400. One foot 11. 1 foot 11. Here goes the strategy again. All right. Wayne, you want it back there? Okay, we need the tractor to pull her back to the spot, and he wants to go that way, I think. I'm thinking if I was a guessing man. So we have a 5 foot, a 7 foot 8, and a 1 foot 11. But that can all change. £9,000 load, the Wayne Dodge Fair from Owego, New York. With Rock and Andy.
Listen.
A nice draw on 9,000 pounds for lightweight pair of horses. 16'3" and now placing 16'3". Stevens and Beatty, where you want her? Gonna take her back, he says. Again, I ask for your cooperation and remaining quiet while they're hooked and full in the third and final. By God, they were the hooking on her, weren't they? 20'8", 20'8".
I was nervous at first, shorted his ass out a little bit, but huh? I said I was nervous a little bit before he asked out, just before you hooked it.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we spoke too quick, Billy. Yeah. Yeah. You know, we're all judges on the sidelines here, you know, like the armchair quarterbacks and stuff. And I kind of wondered whether maybe Wally, of course, they had a hell of a team and they had a hell of a draw on it, but we thought Billy, with his pair, and 2 loads ago, left it there and took it off the end, and if he'd held back there, he'd have never done that. So it's all the strategy.
That's what I think.
And I'll tell you what,
I probably should have, but
Jay's coming to hook. Right now, there's 3 teams. We have a 16'3", and a 20'8", and Jay has it 1'11".
we'll find out.
So, win, lose, or draw, this will be the final hook of the lightweight competition here at the Hartford Fair today.
Right, not saying get up.
And
Told you that before.
I'm thinking Jay's thinking he wants to go from third to first.
Hey, before you hooked me, he went numb. He asked out a whisker. I was like,
He just said, hey, they're done. Never said going up. All right.
Shy went numb too.
Yeah, he was like,
oh,
I don't know if he forgot or.
second ain't too bad. 2 days in a row. We'll take it. Take that. There she goes, Joey.
A long trot. He didn't get the best start. He almost called him off, but by God, they were the pulling. 1 inch, 3 inches, 20'11". There's your winner. 3 inches. Okay, by 3 inches between first and second, 20'11". Nice job by the Stevens.
Nice job, Jay.
Second with 24.8. Right out there, congratulating the winner. Third place, Wayne Dodge. And you will go a long way to see a lightweight competition like that. So go around the ground, drink something to eat, something to drink. Come on back in about a half hour. You're going to see a pretty nice heavyweight competition with horses weighing 2,500 pounds apiece. So we'll get the boat unloaded. They'll harness the heavy horses, and we'll be right back here in about a half an hour, folks.
Thank you guys. We'll be back, I guess, in a half an hour.